So, the Ronaldo reunion is the development of the story of Man United playing games in midweek because we're not in Europe. So, this came in from Nathan Salt and Chris Wheeler last night in that Mail article where they were talking about Xerxes and a few other things. So, United could bank more than £10 million if they strike a deal to visit Saudi Arabia this season, according to industry sources. United are looking at ways to fill gaps in the calendar and a hole in the finances. So they're looking to arrange mid-season friendlies with Saudi, one of the options under discussion. And obviously, as part of that, they'd be looking at playing Al Nassr, which is Ronaldo, isn't it? Because that would be the biggest thing. Now, look, this is... look, let me get a poll on this because I think this is exactly what a news show should be and you should be interactive in it. Should we play friendlies in Saudi this season? Now, I'm not going to change my opinion on this. You have every right to get yours in. We're broke. We couldn't afford a midfielder. We're broke. We couldn't afford a midfielder. We've ended up with Lemens, which I'm happy with, but we couldn't afford a more expensive goalkeeper. So Man United need money. We're not in Europe. We're not having a very good season with the whole having a whole week off is going to be a huge advantage. We're still picking up injuries. So the question is, would you go and play a couple of games in Saudi midweek when the European games are on to bring 10 million into the club? Or would you go, no, we do need the training ground games? Now, I also would add something else in here. And the reason I mentioned Mainu to you was this. Would this not be the perfect thing to actually give people like Leon, Heaven, Mainu, Agate, Xerxes, Cunha or Mount, if they're not playing at the weekend, would this not be the perfect opportunity to give people minutes that aren't getting minutes, that are actually important players? So, yeah, you could go out there with the first team squad and Bruno might play 45 minutes and, Delit might play 45 minutes, but Maguire might play 45 minutes. Heaven might play 50 minutes. So I actually think as I was saying yesterday, we've actually got a very, very big squad. So doing things like this, I don't have much of an issue with it at all. I don't want us to be a business. I don't want us to be mercenary. But the fact is we are broke. And the fact is we do need to buy players. So playing football to earn money, I don't mind that compared to the players jumping on a bed because we've got a bed sponsor, you know what I mean? So also it helps us do the deal with Bruno as well, says JC. Career mode's back at 4 o'clock today, by the way. Somebody just asked. So I haven't got a problem with this. I'd watch it. I'd watch it. If Man United were playing at midday on a Wednesday when it's a Champions League game, I'd watch it. We'd do a watch along. I don't think we should be doing it at 8 o'clock on a Wednesday night when there's Champions League games on. I mean, we don't want to piss UEFA off. We do want to be back in the Champions League. But I think if you do it like, maybe 4 o'clock in the afternoon on a Wednesday, I don't know what time that is in Saudi. What's the time now in Saudi? The time now in Saudi Arabia is 12:15. So they're 2 hours ahead. So if we did it at like, I mean, they do have 5:45 games, don't they? And it is hot there. What's the weather in Saudi? I mean, it's 33 degrees. It's hot. Look, ultimately, it's not my job to figure it out, but I would do it. I would do it. If you can make £10 million from going out there, and it's a good idea, and it's £10 million we're not going to earn, and I would do it. I would do it. And so would 68% of you. So, look, there is possibly a opportunity for Manchester United to play a couple of games in Saudi before the end of the season, potentially against Ronaldo's Al Nassr, to raise a bit of money because we're not in Europe. I haven't got a problem with it. I have got a problem with it. I've got a massive problem with what our football clubs become, mercenary. I have a massive problem with that we're 10th in the league, and I have a massive problem with that we're not in Europe. But problems are there to be solved. We couldn't afford a midfielder in the summer. We need to raise money. I'd rather we went and played football games and earned 10 million than sacked another load of good people. So I think sometimes you've got to look at it like that. We can all be idealistic. And look, I take on board the only reason you might not do it is why would you travel to Saudi when you could have a week off. And let's be real, if we play a game against Al Nazir on a Wednesday night, and then we've got Brentford at home on the weekend and we lose, the media are going to kill us. Some of the fans are going to kill us. But they're trying to kill us anyway. And I think sometimes the only people that matter are you. And personally, I would do it. I don't want us to be doing it, but I would do it because I think that is ultimately just the world that we live in now.